I'm sorry for the change of scenery every time you see me. I'm trying to get more consistent with the whole filming thing, and I still haven't found my place yet. And then I'm about to move out of the house anyway, so this is a Spelman video that I've been talking so much about. So what I'm gonna do is give a timeline of events that happened once I decided I was going to Spelman. So it was the beginning of March when I received my acceptance letter, and immediately they sent information about Spellbound, which was like a day in the life of the campus that I think I mentioned earlier. You got there that morning and then you stayed overnight, but there was all this paperwork that you had to fill out, and it was basically like who's the emergency person, all the rules and basically stuff like that. But I wasn't really in charge of that. I was just in charge of letting my mom know that I wanted to do Spellbound. But the first problem, this was the first problem. So my mom has a job where email is like the primary form of communication. So the email from Spellman with the parent consent and all that stuff, that was lost in her inbox. And so one day I got an email after school, because Spelman will do this to you. They will send you an email basically saying that, we didn't get this in time, so we assume that, you don't want to go to Spelman, you don't want to stay on campus. And so they withdrew my dorm stay. So that basically said that I couldn't go stay on campus during Spellbound. So my mom was like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Like, I feel so bad, blah, blah. She really wanted me to get this experience. I don't know why I wasn't so concerned about it. Like, obviously I wanted to have that opportunity, but like, if I'm coming in the fall anyway, then I guess it's all right. But after doing Spellbound, of course I'm glad I did, but she worked something out. So the next problem came with the insurance. So basically for Spelman, they give you like some type of medical insurance, but you have to pay $1,400 before you come on campus. But if you're already insured, they can give you a waiver so that you won't have to pay for that. And so I guess I clicked the wrong thing. Like, this was my first time like actually doing adult things, and so of course I messed up. So I signed up for the regular insurance, and so basically my mom was freaking out because we would have to pay $1,400 when we already had insurance. And so it was a lot of me being on the phone with somebody at Spelman. During my senior picnic, I was like, oh my gosh, I really you need to answer this phone because my mom will kill me. That was the second issue. I eventually got it worked out. I had to call somebody in the office of health services, and then they had to go in and redo it so that I could re-sign up for the waiver, so I wouldn't have to pay $1,400. So after that, I was just trying to take care of things. I didn't want to have to go through that again, but y'all will see. So the next thing was the housing application. Actually, like, applying for housing isn't the hard part. It's getting the house. If you're not meeting all the requirements, like, just word to the wise right now, meet all the deadlines like a month before, so you will not have to be in the situation that I put myself into. The housing application, I filled that out. That was easy. And then the next deadline was to submit the second semester transcript, the final transcript from high school. So I go to school in Georgia, and I was led to believe that my transcript could be sent through Georgia Futures, which is an online thing, so I wouldn't have to pay for an actual physical copy that I would have to mail to the school. But I get an email from Spelman saying that they never received my transcript. And I was really confused because Georgia Futures was supposed to send the transcript to y'all, and I had the status pulled up. I was like, what is this? It says that the transcript was successfully sent to the school. Like, why is this happening to me? I don't know. Sometimes you have to go the extra mile, so yeah, I went the extra mile on that. Now, remember that housing application, right? I applied for housing, and then I really didn't think anything of it until it was time to get housing. Now, they said the end of June, but really it was like the first few days of July when they actually sent it out. But I got a wonderful email saying that they assumed that I wasn't going to be enrolling in the fall because there were missing things in my housing application. Basically, I had missed a whole deadline for having a physical and having certain immunizations like booster shots. So basically shots that we thought were good, they had basically expired. So yeah, they needed that. And so I was on the phone with like 3 different people in one day from Spelman. I'm just like, I need housing, like I need to stay on campus. I really just got a glimpse of what my college life would be like. I can't just depend on my mom to remind me of things. So I really had to take responsibility for, my college career because it's happening sooner rather than later. So I was on the phone and it was already busy because housing had just got sent out. And so I know that there are people like me who didn't receive their housing, or they probably had a problem with the dorms and whatnot, I don't know. But luckily, the lady who I talked to on the phone for the longest, she worked something out and I got housing. The only thing was I was placed in a supplemental dorm. It's not a traditional dorm like the ones with no air conditioning. It was basically a community lounge and they converted it to a sleeping space. They put beds and desks and all that stuff in there, and you had more roommates. So and it had air conditioning. Now Spelman traditional dorms, besides the scholars dorm, they don't have air conditioning. So I was like, oh my gosh, I got air conditioning. But it was before I fully understood what was happening. Like, they didn't have room in the traditional dorms, and so they were putting people in lounges to make room. Now my mom told me that, you're probably not going to be there for long because this is also before half of the tuition needs to be paid by the end of July. It's actually like coming up in a couple days. I don't want everybody who got accepted to be able to go to this school, but that's pretty much what I'm counting on. In order to move into a traditional dorm, somebody has to say, I can't afford to go here. And then that's when I'll be able to move into a traditional dorm. Probably before moving day, I'll have a reassignment. Now that I got done talking about it, that's really all the trouble it's been. It's just been missing deadlines. So that's why it's so important to stay on top of things in the summer. Like, just because it's the summer after high school doesn't mean that you won't have things to do for your next school year. So if you're applying to colleges, if you're already accepted, definitely look on the website and see what deadlines you have to meet, because it's very seldom that they'll send you reminder emails like every single week. Like, they'll send you an email that you missed a deadline, and then they'll give you direction on what you need to do. But obviously what you'll get won't be as good as what you could have gotten if you were on time with things. I'm finally in the process of getting everything together. Like, I just ordered that transcript and I'll probably be on my way to Spelman in a couple of days to the admissions office. Like, I'm not even gonna wait to NSO. I'm just get that done because, I want to be in adequate classes. I have another doctor's appointment because it turns out I need another shot. So definitely keep up with your immunization records because you won't get housing. So yeah, it will open your eyes about what adulthood and living on your own is really like, because your mom won't be there. But thanks so much for listening again. Don't be like me, just get into college. That's one thing I did right. But yes, I don't know what else I'll bring to you. Definitely the move-in vlog. That's coming up very soon, less than 3 weeks. But yeah, so okay, bye.